What is up, guys? Welcome back to Picking a Fight. I'm Lach.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to be looking at the main event of UFC Fight Night, Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez. We got Max Blessed Holloway taking on El Pantera. What you think, Jeff?
This one's gonna be an interesting one because we got two young guys, similar in almost every way except for the 2-inch reach. Max Holloway, he's been top tier for a long time now. Yair Rodriguez, he's trying to climb himself up the ranks. So it's gonna be interesting, but I personally think Yair Rodriguez still isn't ready. I don't think he's well rounded yet. And I think, like always, there's levels to this, and I think Max is just on a different level. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. They're very similar in their stats. Like you said, their age, height, reach are almost identical in every aspect. But I mean, the biggest difference is basically in their careers. You said, Max became champion very young. I mean, he's only 29, and he's up there as one of the best featherweights. While Yair has, he's had so many bouts of inactivity in between some of his fights. He had a really long layoff after his last fight against Jeremy Stevens. Hopefully he's been improving. He's still really young. He's had his biggest loss, I think, was to Frankie. I think, right? His last loss, I think, was to Frankie, Yair. And he looked like a kid in that fight, and he lost that fight pretty easily. But I think this matchup works really well for Yair because, for both of them, really, because, I mean, they're both strikers. I think if anybody shoots, it's going to be Yair to try to win in the clinch. But overall, I think this is going to be on the feet. For me, I think Yair has to remain creative. The creativity is one of his biggest attributes. I think his kicking game is very creative. I think he has a Taekwondo background, so that's why his kicks are so nice. He throws spinning stuff, head kicks, all this stuff, and he's going to have to use everything, mix it up, and try to confuse Max. I said sweep the leg because I think he has to take kind of some notes from Volkanovski's performance, and he has to really take Max's base away from him. And every time he tries to come forward, he has to kill his momentum, nip it at the bud, from the get-go. Because if he gets Max going, I mean, it's just going to be Max versus Cater part 2. He's going to slaughter him because really, Yair, with the hands, his boxing, in my opinion, he offers nothing against Max. Like, he might land a few shots, but overall, I think his boxing is just not there. I think his boxing, I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead, it kind of sucks, But yeah, I mean, he has to make it up by and I mean, I saw some interviews with Yair, and it seems like he knows what he has to do. Like, he has mentioned how he has to stop Holloway's momentum and stop him before he gets started. So he he knows that, but I feel like he's still so green, like, even if he knows, who knows if he's even going to be able to do it, especially if Max starts off as strong as he did against Cater. He might feel a little overwhelmed from the beginning.
Yeah.
And he lost handily, I think, he didn't lose, but he was losing handily to the Korean Zombie. And Zombie, I think, has a very similar style to Max in terms of pressure. So I was like, Yair really looked kind of overwhelmed at times until, this spectacular knockout. But, I think that's what Yair has to do. Remain creative with his kicking game and then stop Holloway before he can get started. The thing is, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the caliber of opponents that each of these guys had, like, it's crazy because Max fought. He fought Frankie. He fought. I
mean, he lost, but he fought Volk twice.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they went the distance.
That second one, I mean, I think he won that second one, but
but
that first one he lost for sure.
I say this all the time. I know Max lost the second fight, bro. And obviously I'm the biggest Max Holloway fan. I've been on the Bless Express since they started handing out tickets, bro. But I know he lost that fight, but it was so close, and it could have gone either way. But yeah, like you said, I mean, he faced Frankie before that, Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
And then before that, I mean, like, Aldo twice, and he finished him both times. And then even before that, like, his run to the title, like, the names on it is pretty crazy. Like, I mean, he had Lamas in there, Andre Fili. I mean, Yair actually knocked out Andre Fili too.
Right.
But I mean, he's been fighting guys like what, I forgot who said it, but they were like that. Max literally, like, became same thing with Oliveira. Like, they both became men in the UFC. Like, they were so young when they came in. It's like, it's not comparable because, I mean, Yair came in with a lot of hype, but he wasn't facing the top talents. And then when he finally did get, a big guy in Frankie, he couldn't live up to that. But that gap was too big. But he was young. But now, 29, he's either at his prime or he's about to enter his prime. I think this might be a step too big for him. I think he should have got somebody else. I would have loved to see him fight Zabit. I think that's a better fight for him. I think he should have fought anybody else for real, because I think Max has proven that him and Volkanovski are in that upper echelon of this division, that they're a little, they're heads and shoulders above these guys, so I think this is going to be a big challenge for Yair, and I think ultimately it's going to end up being too big of a challenge for Yair. And I think Max's experience, his pressure, and his boxing is going to really confuse Yair. And but the thing is, I don't see Max finishing him, and if it goes the distance, that does not work in Yair's favor at all. His cardio is not the best. It's not as bad as I think people claim it is, but it's not the greatest. And if he's the one getting pushed back, he's gonna drown, bro.
Yeah, you think he's gonna put the clinic on him, or you think it'd be closer than that?
I think it's gonna be a little closer, especially because Yair's so wild. Like, even with his boxing, like, he'd be looping some punches. He'd be doing spinning back fists over and over again.
Yeah.
So, but we've seen Yair. We've seen Max kind of like be able to deal with that stuff. He's like Yair. Max is like pretty clinical, but he has shown that he can live in the chaos too. That's kind of the fighter he was, anyways. So I don't think that's gonna help Yair. I think the odds are kind of crazy for real. I think people are showing bias because of his last win against Cater, where he basically took him to school and back.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why the odds are so big. But I would agree with Max being a pretty big favorite. I don't think he should be that big favorite, especially because Yair is pretty dangerous. Like I said, his creativity. If he can land some crazy shit, and Max don't see it coming. He could. Well, if he knocks Max out, that's gonna be like the first time ever he's ever been knocked out, been knocked down. So it's like, it'd be crazy, but I don't know. I'm having like the same feelings I did when he faced Cater. When they announced Holloway was fighting Cater, I was honestly scared for my boy Max. Because Cater, he was a boxer too, but he has power in his hands, and he's a pretty good boxer, regardless of what happened that night, right? So, and Max ended up being too much for him, and Yair also has that power, but with his feet. But I think the feet makes it trickier because Calvin Cater barely threw kicks, and Yair's gonna throw a lot of kicks.
Yeah, but I think with the pressure, I don't think he's gonna have enough chances to throw like the creative kicks. Maybe just like the standard, leg kicks or calf kicks and stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's gonna be with the pressure. I don't think he's gonna be able to do like a wheel kick or any extra stuff like that.
I for sure, because a lot of his offense is set up, and it's almost literally like it's so many parallels to the Cater fight, because Cater could never get started because he was waiting for Max to finish his combinations, right? And then Max never stopped.
Yeah.
So he never really had a time to get going. And Yair's kind of the same thing. He needs to reset every time. He backs up, but you can't keep backing up forever. You need to go, right? And Yair's not the best counterpuncher. Obviously that elbow was crazy, but
yeah,
that's like a one in a lifetime kind of thing. That was like a Hail Mary. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if I had to go,
I was gonna say, but he was losing that fight.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I think he was down 4 rounds to 1. No, 3 rounds to 1, and then in my opinion, he was losing the 5th round too. So he was on his way to losing a decision, anyways.
I was surprised that the Korean Zombie decided to like last 10 seconds.
I know,
just
bro.
Go at
he
it.
should have just chilled out, man. He would have been fine for the title already, in my opinion, because he would have never had to wait for Ortega, because Ortega would still be on his break, and then he'd be 1 fight away. We probably would have saw Zombie versus Max for real, instead of Cater. But oh well, that's in our fantasies. But I think that fight's probably still gonna happen though. Zombie versus Holloway.
Probably.
If I die if that fight never happens, it'd be bittersweet because I love both the fighters and I don't want either guys to lose. But it'd be bitter because it's like it'd be such a good fight.
But so if Holloway wins this, you already stated I think before that he probably gets next shot anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Because even after his last fight, Dana and them made it really clear that he's next, right? And so when they announced this for this fight the first time, I think I was really confused with a lot of other people because it was pretty obvious that Max is, next up, right?
Yeah.
I think Cater, when he fought him, he was like 6, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that. And then, or he was like 9, was it something like that? But he got obliterated, right? So it was like kind of showed that. And so this fight happening, I think Max even said that it really wasn't necessary, that they told him he could wait, but he didn't want to because, I mean, he just wants to fight. I think that's a terrible decision, to be honest. I think there's too many possibilities, especially in MMA. You could get smoked any second, and I think if he gets smoked now, we'll never see the trilogy, with him and Volkanovski, and it'll just be a little longer.
I mean, but I just think he believes, he believes in his ability, that he's like, I think Yair being number 3 is a little too high, considering like the caliber fighters he fought, like the recent fights he had. Like, and him being number 3 is kind of crazy.
I agree, yeah.
So like maybe he's just trying to like, I mean, if he beats Yair, like who was number 2? I don't even remember.
Brian Ortega, I think.
Oh yeah, he just got smoked.
Yeah, but I mean, if Yair loses here, I mean, might as well do Yair Ortega, and then I think Zabit's coming back too. He had to get, I think, surgery. And then to run Max versus Volkanovski. And then give Cater to Giga or something like that. Or does Giga have a fight?
I don't think
as
he
of
does
right now,
yet.
he probably doesn't, but I would love to see him fight Cater. That'd be tough. Or Josh Emmett's coming back too, but I think he has a fight too. Can we get the scientists? Both. They might be fighting each other, to be honest. But that'd be a good fight. But yeah, if I had to predict it, I'm going Max Holloway. I think, I think he just has it, I think he's shown he's elite, right? And I don't think we've seen enough of Yair to show that he's elite, but he has shown to be now I don't want to say lucky, but I mean he'll throw what he has to get there. And so it's going to be an interesting fight for sure. I think Max takes him by decision though. Yeah. Okay, that's why. Okay, so January, we just got confirmation from Dana White himself that Giga versus Cater's already set. Yeah, no wonder. Crazy. I feel like I knew that was gonna happen. Can you look up Josh Emmett? He's supposed to come back after tearing his ACL.
Do you think there's a chance that Yair gets knocked TKO'd?
Yeah, I think he could get melted. I think same way Anthony Pettis did. Except Pettis, I think, broke his hand or something like that. Yeah. But I think the pressure is going to be a lot if he can't stop it, especially if he can't stop it. I think it's an avalanche, and then he's gonna suffocate eventually.
I think it's gonna be a counter to the kick, bro. That's gonna finish him.
Yair?
Yeah, I think so.
Counter to what kick?
Just the calf kick, the overhand.
Nah, I don't think Max has that power, bro.
You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think so. I think Max is just gonna avoid the leg kicks. I don't know why he don't like to check leg kicks. I think it's like a pride thing, but he gotta start checking them leg kicks, especially here, bro. That body kick, that switch kick. The switch kick to the body is gonna be open when Max is in orthodox, bro. He landed it over and over against Stevens. But the good thing for Max is he needs to stay mobile, and he always switches stances and stuff. And I think that's gonna help him, especially gonna help him confuse Yair. I don't think Yair's faced a boxer like Max. He faced Stevens, who is a striker, but more like a brawler. And he was shorter than him. But yeah, do we have confirmation?
Josh Emmett versus Danny December.
Ooh, I knew it. I knew Josh Emmett.
Right.
So we just got confirmed again by Hunter Campbell and Dana White that Josh Emmett is fighting Dan Ige, 50K Ige. Dana, brother. All right, so yeah, I got Max Holloway by decision.
Yeah, I do too.
Decision?
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, those are our thoughts. Those are our predictions. We both think Max Holloway's there. Yair's gonna try his best. He's trying to move up, and he's trying to be the best. But to be the best, you gotta beat the best, and the best is Blaze, baby. Let's get it. Yeah. No, but yeah, we think Max is gonna win. To be honest, I think it's very likely that he takes him to school and back in time for his naps. I know, but I think he's gonna be able to. I'll just outwork him in general, outschool him, and yeah, those are our thoughts. Those are our predictions. What do you think down below? Do you think Max is he's gonna wipe the floor with Yair, or do you think Yair's gonna get it done? He's full of surprises. Maybe he gets another one. That'd be crazy, but.
That's true.
But yeah, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Who you got? Do you think the odds are fair? Do you think they're not wide enough? Let us know down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the little bell so you know when we post. We're gonna be posting videos for every fight night, at least a video for like the main event. If not, we'd like to try to do the main card for almost all the pay-per-views. So yeah, just go ahead and like, subscribe, ring, tap the little bell, and we'll see you next week for the Misha Tate versus Vieira card.
Yep. See
All
you
right.
there.
See you there.